What's going on, you guys? I'm Ronnie,
This is Amanda.
and this is Ground Zero.
Welcome to Ground Zero.
Adjusting volume to see how this sounds. Does this sound good?
Does it now?
You're like way far away from your mic, bro.
I don't know, but I'm sweating to death.
Turn
It's
it
pretty hot in here.
like,
Hold on.
no,
Hello?
like this.
What do you want me to do?
It's got to be in front of your face.
It's in front of my face.
Now it is.
Volume test. Fuck.
Christ almighty!
Welcome to the show, guys. Back again is Ashley.
Hello.
She was a guest on our last episode. And on tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about paranormal experiences we had as kids and what we're experiencing now as adults. So where should we start?
Where did the curse begin?
California.
I guess we could start with our parents' experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One that I remember, I remember a few different ones, but one that's coming to my mind right now is my dad when he was younger. I can't remember how old, he was like a kid. He was walking through a field, and then I guess something caught his attention.
That's better.
And he was looking at the ground, and he started seeing like footprints being made beside him, but nobody was there, but footprints were being made beside him.
Mm-hmm.
Freaked him out. He took off running back to the house, and then I guess he slid the door shut. It's like one of those sliding doors, and then he saw the curtain move, like a hand grabbed the curtain and like moved it over, and like a face was like peeking in.
That's crazy.
Super creepy.
Yeah.
What's one you remember?
So the one I remember was a story about how the ball cap was sitting on the kitchen counter, and he talked about how it lifted up and floated in the air across to, was it the other kitchen counter, or was it across
kind of like across the kitchen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it landed on the other side of the counter.
What
Yes.
the heck?
Just went across the room.
Wow.
And then the other one was, there was one where it was a rocking chair. It was a little kid rocking chair. It was mine.
So you were probably like, what, like a little toddler at the time, maybe?
Yeah. And then they had this story of it would just rock by itself at midnight.
Mm.
Was it this, I can't remember, was this in Riverbank, California?
Either that or Modesto.
Okay.
One of those.
And then I can't remember if it was the same house or not, because
We were so little.
Yeah, but I remember it. There was an alarm clock that would go off like at the witching hour. Like between like midnight and 3 o'clock in the morning, it would just go off randomly. So they would unplug it, thinking that would do the trick.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd keep going off. And then they took the batteries out of it, because back then, you know, the alarm clocks also had like the backup batteries in case your power went out.
Mm-hmm.
So they took the batteries out, and it would still go off between midnight and 3 o'clock in the morning for no reason.
They didn't have the alarm set for that time.
No, the alarm wasn't even set for that time. It would just go off. Like something
That's
just
weird.
made it go off.
Yeah.
I barely remember that place.
I remember it being dark a lot.
Remember all the break-ins we had?
Yeah, there was break-ins too. There was a guy with a knife trying to get in?
Yeah.
I think you woke Dad up.
Yes, that was super creepy. I was
What if
like,
that was a spirit?
What if it was a spirit? It wasn't even a guy there.
I just peeked. I opened the curtain and I peeked out for some reason in the middle of the night, and this guy was standing by the window holding a knife, and then I was like, Dad, there's someone outside.
So you just had the feeling someone was out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. Maybe it was a spirit.
It could have been. Like I remember
'Cause-
Dad like jumping up with a baseball bat to go look.
Yeah.
Did he see him?
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. So it could have been a spirit. What if it was like an old spirit that broke into that house before?
Mm,
You
Yeah.
know, like how spirits are supposed to like reenact what they went through before they died.
Yeah.
and that motherfucker got shot.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Came to
Yeah.
the wrong house, bitch.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, we could fast forward to Castellian Springs when we moved to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I remember.
So this thing's been following y'all for like ever?
Yeah, could you imagine if it's the same spirit just been fucking with us since we were kids?
Yeah. And is it still around? Or
What if
Yeah.
that was Six, the spirit that we talked to?
what the fuck? What if it was?
That would be insane.
I'll never forget that with you guys doing the Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those were fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, yeah, there's no way. I mean, come on. They sell it in stores in the little game section.
And then it actually moved, and I was like, oh fuck, why did I do this? And I was like, I don't want to bring anything home with me.
I know. God.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I do not recommend trying Ouija boards.
No, not really. Just stay away from them.
All right, so Castellian Springs.
Castellian Springs, Tennessee, which is like, I don't know, how far is that from Nashville?
What would you say?
An hour?
Hour, yeah, probably an hour.
We lived out there when we were kids. I was probably, 6?
But I think the ground is cursed out there.
You think so?
Yes.
There's a lot of Indian activity out there.
Yeah.
And everything dies.
We did have everything die out there, which we
All the animals died.
Also in Riverview, everything died.
Bros, it's been y'all this whole time.
Fuck.
Something's
we done
following
brought
it.
our curse to you.
Cursed.
God,
That's why everything died at that house.
I don't know, but when
Even the
we're-
neighbors' animals died in
Yeah,
Castellian
yeah.
Springs.
We'd
All
have
their
to help
sheep,
like bury their
goats.
sheep and stuff. They just randomly die.
Yeah.
That's
Didn't know what happened to them. Just random.
Because Jeremy's sheep died at Riverview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just randomly.
Yeah.
No one knew what was up.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But we lived out there. I was probably 6, and it was on 5 acres out there. And there'd be like random times that, we're out of school or whatever. It'd be at summertime. Our mom would be out mowing. I think Dad was out on the road driving truck,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd like hear like glasses set down and stuff.
Yep, I remember that. We'd wake up.
Yeah, and then we would smell food cooking.
That woke me up. Like, I was like, oh man, Mom is cooking pancakes?
Yeah.
That's weird because you had the same experience at Riverview.
Yeah,
That's right.
we did. Holy shit.
Yeah. And
It
then
is the same spirit.
it could be. I don't know.
That'd be
Just
creepy.
following us around.
Yeah.
Just
But it's a dark spirit.
playing games.
If the spirit,
pretending to cook us breakfast.
yeah, fucking with our heads. Damn. But like, if it is the same spirit that was in Riverview that would have been following us, it's a dark spirit because in Riverview that was like darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You could feel it.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember as a kid in that house out there, we would like smell food cooking in the morning, like breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Go out, like, oh yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Dang it.
Cups would sit down and we're thinking, oh, she took a break, she came inside from mowing, or not even knowing that she went outside to mow. We'd hear Cups sit down and then we would be like, where's she at? And then we'd look out and she's like halfway up the field mowing.
Mm-hmm. That was creepy. Such a disappointment.
Yeah.
When you wake up and you think you're getting breakfast.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wait. So back for a second. Was it Ceres that we lived at with that big playground? Ceres?
I believe so.
Okay, I was 5, and that is the first time I have a memory of waking up thinking that Mom was cooking breakfast. I literally heard things rambling in the kitchen, like pots and pans, and smelt maple syrup, like she was cooking a big, huge breakfast. And I walk out being 5, and she was still in bed, and I went to her room, and I was like, did you cook breakfast? I remember 5 asking her that, and she was like, no, go get you a bowl of cereal.
That's weird.
So this has been going on a while.
Come to think of it, I slightly remember seeing a shadow figure in that house.
That's creepy.
But it's weird because I only remember seeing it at night. I wouldn't see it during the day. It'd be like towards the evening that, like down the hallway, I'd see that shadow figure. Like, time for bed. And then I'd have to have this flashlight with me.
The spirit said that.
No.
Time for
Time
bed.
for bed.
Okay, dark
Oh
spirit.
God.
Okay, I'm going right now.
But like, I remember having to have that flashlight. You remember those old school, I don't know if it's like a little Tykes flashlight or something that would change the
Oh,
colors?
yeah. Yep.
I'd have to have that in the bed with me because I was terrified. And I'm just like looking around like, oh shit, where's he at? Oh shit.
I was just always pissed if I had to go to sleep.
I don't know, like I was terrified of going to sleep there because...
At the house with the big playground? Yeah, there was something dark there.
Yeah, he was a shadow guy.
A shadow guy.
He was like in the hallway. I'd have to have that flashlight. I was like freaking out. I'd leave it on. Because they like to shut all the lights off. I'm like freaking out, like, give me my flashlight.
My flashlight. Not going to bed. Let
Yeah.
you give me that flashlight.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of jumped around a little bit. But yeah, that was in Ceres, in California, before we moved to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started hearing that stuff, like, in Castellian Springs, and she'd be out mowing, and we'd, like, get up, like, where's she at? And she'd be, like, halfway up the yard.
So it's the same kind of things going on. So
yeah,
it did
pretty
follow you.
much.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then you heard the same thing at Riverview.
Yeah. Well, and then, so we stayed in Castellian Springs for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I seen shadows in that house.
When we were little.
Yes.
See,
That house creeped me out. I didn't want to sleep in my bedroom
Yeah.
at all.
And then, at some point, I think we were there for a couple years, and then we moved to
Back to California.
California for a little bit, and we lived in an apartment in Oakdale,
Mm,
and that was dark there.
that was really dark.
You remember? And then there would be times like, I don't know, it was even creepier with, like, when we didn't have electricity.
Yeah.
I think I was like 9 at the time.
Yeah. Mom and Dad didn't pay the electric bill, so we're sitting there. We got coolers
Yeah.
filled with
All
our fridge.
candle lit.
All candle lit throughout. And trying to shower sucks with just a candle.
Yeah.
You can't see.
Yeah.
And then
And they were cold showers too because we didn't have
Yeah.
electricity. That was awful, but yeah, there was some darkness there, and you just like, I don't remember seeing anything there, but I remember feeling there, like there's something around, but I didn't see it.
I remember I hated being left alone there, like when Mom would have to run her errands.
Yeah. Or she'd have to go out and do the Avon.
Yeah.
Door to door.
I was always like scared, like someone's gonna break in.
Yeah. It was always uneasy there. And then we didn't stay in Oakdale for very long, I don't think.
No.
And then we moved to Idaho.
Yeah, and that's where it got real creepy.
We stayed in this like really old house. It looked like it was like built in the 50s. And it was just, everything was old about it. The strangest thing was the basement, because the basement was like hand dug and concreted. It wasn't like a legit basement. It's like somebody made it.
Yeah.
And I remember one time going down there, and I put on this Halloween mask, and I hid behind a corner, waiting for you guys to come down. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get him. And then the freaking lights go out, and the door to the basement slams shut.
Oh my god.
I'm like, oh shit.
Dude, that
I'm dead.
same thing happened to me when I went down there.
That's
Okay.
creepy.
And then I like take off running. My ass is running out of there.
Yup.
And then I go to you guys, I'm like, why'd you do that? And then you guys were like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So the same thing happened to me when I walked down in that basement by myself. All of a sudden, all the lights out, door freaking slammed shut so hard. I take off running up the stairs. I get up there, no one's around, so I go to Mom, and I'm like, why'd you slam the door to the basement? And she's like, what are you talking about? I've been in here.
Yeah.
And then that freaked me out, and I didn't go to the basement by myself after that.
That was another place that we had that we didn't have hot water. You remember we had to boil water just to have a bath?
Oh my god.
Yeah, we didn't have heat or air,
No.
so we all had to stay in one room.
Yeah, because this is in the winter time.
Winter in Idaho.
Yep. So we'd have to like constantly be feeding the fireplace just to stay warm. That place was really, I don't know, there was like I said, an uneasiness about it.
Well, and then the water wouldn't run out of whatchamacallit, the faucets.
Yeah.
So we had to go down to the basement
Yeah.
with buckets.
The freaking basement. To fill them up with water, bring
yeah.
them back up,
We
take heat on
hated
the
going
stove.
down there.
Just to be able to take baths.
And then remember that time that Mom said she actually saw the ghost?
Yeah, it was a little girl. Like, I think she said she saw it out by a tree. A little girl in a dress,
And
which
then-
is creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had this closet in the house that you locked from the outside, which makes no sense because if you're putting something in the closet that you want to keep away from others, the door lock is going to be on the other side where you can,
Right,
use
yeah.
the key and lock it up.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was, you went into this bedroom and then there was a lock on the closet. So that closet just had the creepiest vibe.
Yeah.
And wasn't there drawings in there? Or
Yeah, there was
something?
drawings. I kind of remember like nail scratches on the door.
Yeah. And it was like they locked their kid
It seemed that way.
in there.
Yeah.
And then Mom seeing the little girl spirit. And then
There was also a little girl handprint in the concrete
yeah.
on the back porch with a date on it, but I can't remember the date. But
Yeah.
It's like a little tiny handprint and a girl's name and a date.
Yeah, it was creepy.
So
I
I
don't
guess
think I'll ever forget that house.
no, that was a creepy house. The reason why we moved there was because our uncle Mike, wasn't that their rental house or something?
Yeah.
And then we moved from California to there. I don't know. It's just, it seems like everything's just been kind of following us.
That's what it sounds like.
But we only stayed there for what, maybe 6 months?
Maybe.
And then we, like,
wasn't that long.
I know,
but it seemed
because-
like forever.
well, like, our dad was driving truck, and then I think he was still on the road, and my mom got this U-Haul, and we just started packing up, and then when he was going to get back in off the road, we were just going to move.
Yeah, she was done.
Yeah.
Why?
Done living there.
Like, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're
Were
all, like,
they-
up.
Seeing stuff too?
She was.
She was, yeah.
And she just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an uncomfortable situation. But yeah, we got that U-Haul truck. We all stayed up the whole night
Packing.
packing and getting the U-Haul filled in one night.
Yeah.
And then
Because
Dad got back from the road, and then that morning we all jumped in
Yeah.
and left.
Did anyone else ever say they saw anything?
yeah.
Maybe Jeremy?
Yeah, but I feel like everybody else doesn't talk about this kind of stuff. It's like they just want to tune it out. Even if they were to see it, they would just tune it out and be like, no, I didn't see it. You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
more skeptics about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then we moved back to Tennessee after what, 6 months of Idaho? Maybe 6 months. And then we got I'm trying to think. We lived with our Grandma Debbie for a while.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was awful.
So, just, yeah, there was bad vibes there. I don't know how to even talk about it, really,
Yeah,
without saying too much.
well, we all had to stay in a bonus room,
Yeah. It's just,
and no one wanted to go pee at night. I mean, I was to the point where I would rather pee the bed than go down there
Right.
at night.
and there, it's like, my Grandma Debbie, also my Uncle Kevin lived there, and it was always uncomfortable. You know, it's just, it was kind of like they wanted to be praised for the fact that we're allowed to live with them at the time, but but then at the same time, they really didn't want us there,
Yeah.
you know.
And the ghost in that house,
That was a dark spirit.
yeah.
You did not want to go into that hallway to go to the bathroom.
Well, and you seen it,
That's the thing, yeah.
because he would cross from the dining room, pass through the living room and into the hallway.
Yeah.
A dark shadow every
So
night.
there was one night that I was asleep on the couch
Ugh.
down there. I think I just got tired. I was watching TV. I got tired and I just fell asleep on the couch. They said when one of them got up, I don't know, to go to the bathroom or whatever, and I don't know who it was, but they said that they saw that spirit sitting on the couch by me.
Ooh.
Fuck.
So it's following you.
It's following you.
No.
Ronnie.
No. No.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It did follow us. Well, something followed us to Virginia and back to the house.
Maybe it was you.
No, I've never had any experiences. Just one time.
But it's weird though because, we lived in the house with our Grandma Debbie for maybe a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just bad vibes like all the time there.
I think it
just
was less than a year because
It was so uncomfortable.
Mom and Dad couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
But they also would get a phone call that would come up every night at 10 o'clock at night on the dot. And they would answer it. No one would be there. They would try to call it back, and it was just static.
Like disconnected or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's creepy.
and then they would say that it was, I forget, so and so was calling them from the dead.
Yeah.
Isn't that creepy though?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
So,
don't know.
who got that phone call?
Debbie.
Yeah.
Did they get
Every
it
night.
before y'all started staying there?
I think so. I don't remember. That's just the first that I heard of it is while we were staying there.
Right.
Yeah.
They'd get that phone call at 10 o'clock. They were like, oh, 10 o'clock on the dot again.
Yeah, they're calling.
They're calling.
Weird.
I don't know. It's just there was a lot of darkness there too. And then it may have been less than a year that we stayed there, but then we stayed in the apartment, right? The Bluegrass Apartments in Hendersonville.
Yeah. I don't have much
Behind-
memory of that one.
If you're familiar with Hendersonville, if you're listening to this or watching this, it's behind the Shell. I don't know what they're called now.
Yeah, they have a different name.
Kind of behind the Shell, where it's just like a Shell liquor store on Main Street. So if you're familiar with Hendersonville and the Main Street area where that Shell and liquor store is behind there. But we lived there for a little bit. And again, like, I don't remember a whole lot there, but it's just, you know, like when you go in somewhere and the energy is just off.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like that. I don't remember a whole lot of activity.
I don't either.
Maybe it went dormant.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We weren't there for that long.
No. And then we were living on the truck
Yeah.
for a few months. Because it was in between houses. We were leaving the apartment, and then we were waiting on our house, going back to Castilian Springs, and it wasn't going to be ready for a few months. And the lease was up.
No, we got kicked out.
Oh, we got kicked out. There was too many kids.
Too many kids for
That's
the
right.
bedroom.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it was supposed to be 2 kids per room, and Mom and Dad already had 5 of us, and they were lenient. But once she popped out that 6,
They were done.
Nate, they were like, "Sorry, you can't stay here."
Yep.
So they found out.
Huh?
Somehow.
Yeah, they somehow found out.
I don't know. Maybe it was maintenance
Maybe.
that came in to fix something and then said, man, there's a lot of kids in there.
Yeah, a lot of kids in there. They wild.
Yeah, so we got kicked out, and then the house wasn't going to be ready for a few months. So we stayed on the truck while my dad was still working driving trucks, so we were just in there with him. All of us. Crammed.
Take a turn sleeping on the floor of it.
Yeah. And the freaking, little, to-go porta potties spilling everywhere.
Yeah, right after Josh took a shit.
Yep. God. Awful.
Freaking Josh.
Yep. And then that was an experience, staying on the truck for a few months.
I'm having flashbacks.
Yeah.
We just paused for a second,
Man.
Good times.
man, that was all right.
And not a whole lot of people could talk about that, staying on a truck for a few months.
Yeah, all of us.
All of us, whole
6
family.
kids. Jesus.
God.
And then remember, we all would have to. Dad would be like, "Get in the back and shut
Oh.
up. Be quiet.
Yeah.
Don't move."
Yep.
Because we'd be coming up to the way station,
Yep.
and we were like a bunch of. I don't want to say it, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying.
It's yeah. I don't
We're
know.
all like illegals hiding in the back of the
Yeah.
sleeper. He's got the sleeper shut. Don't move.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Nate was a baby, but he was quiet.
It was super quiet.
It's like he knew.
Right. I better shut up.
And then, so, one time we were in traffic and Dad slammed on his brakes and their Justin goes off the top bunk, just
Oh my
flying
God,
over.
yeah.
That was so funny.
Oh my God.
But, okay, I gotta say this. The worst freaking moment on that truck was when I got pissed on
Ew.
by Ronnie.
Oh,
Ronnie.
you're talking about the cup incident?
He had to pee so bad,
I couldn't hold it.
and Dad couldn't stop because he had to make his time for that drop off, you
Right.
know, and so we couldn't stop. And he's like, Ashley, give me a cup.
I gotta go now.
He went to the top bunk. I handed him a cup. He filled that
This
cup
is like
up.
a 32-ounce cup.
Yeah. And he was like, hand me another one, hand me another one. So I get another one and I pass it up to him and he drops the piss cup right on top of me.
Yeah, dude.
And I couldn't shower or anything because we couldn't stop.
Well, I was trying to do that move like, okay, I'm gonna grab this cup, this empty cup, and I'm gonna hand you this full cup.
You just dropped it.
Yeah, he dropped it on me and went everywhere.
I was focusing on one thing.
And then so I couldn't, clean up for a couple days because we couldn't stop.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was like,
Yeah.
Mom, I got pee on me. Like,
I couldn't help it. That was such a good time. But then, I guess after that, we finally got the house back in Castellian Springs on the same property. My parents, or our parents, they kept the property, and so they just put the new house on it. And I don't know, things were kind of quiet at first.
yeah, but then that house seemed cursed.
It always
it's
had
y'all
problems.
that are cursed.
We're cursed.
That's what it sounds like.
There was always like a septic issue. There was plumbing issues.
We have plumbing issues at Riverview, right? That's you.
Ronnie, you took it to Amanda.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
But I will say that it was quiet at first, and we did have those problems, but I didn't put the two and two together.
We're fucking cursed.
I know.
I'm like realizing it now. We're
But-
cursed, bro.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
It all makes
Maybe.
sense.
But
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't want to admit to it.
Look at me.
She's cursed.
I'm cursed.
You gotta get your life together.
Fuck.
Golly.
I don't know, but
How can we get rid of it?